Hello, 5-minute trader here, and today we're going to spend just 5 minutes checking our positions, seeing what's happening in the market. I'm going to be using Tasty Trade as always. If you want to sign up for Tasty Trade, it's free to sign up. You can hit the link down there in the description, wherever that might be. I appreciate that. That helps support the channel, and it's free. So let's take a look. So I've got my ETF watch list. I'm going to sort by percentage change, my favorite thing to do. And yesterday we were looking predominantly at natural gas. UNG had a big down move yesterday. And then we looked a little bit at oil, USO. Oil's been kind of on our radar for a little bit. So let's see where we're at today. So not a ton of movement. It's just past noon in Eastern time zone. That's typically not my favorite time to look, but today is just one of those days where I had something going on in the morning and I just wasn't able to get there. And that's the beauty of this idea of this 5-minute a day trading, is literally you can spend outside maybe 10 minutes a day picking out the trades you're going to do. So USO is down a little bit more today. So it's still down this kind of 69, 50, 69 and a half zone. I'm going to go trade and go to table. I have a position on in the 17-day. So I actually got two positions on. I've got one that, despite all these down moves, is still way out of the money. That's the great thing about puts, is that when you sell a put, it makes money if the stock stays above a certain range. And the range it needs to stay above is whatever strike price you sold the put at, in this case 67. And you can come down a little bit because you collected some money for that put as well. So let's say you collected 50 cents for that put, just as a sake of easy math. It actually could come down to $66.50 before you actually start having to really worry about it. Now I do have one that's in that zone though. I've got one here that's in the money at the 15-day. So I am going to look to potentially roll that, but I've got some more time. Typically, we want to roll when the other expiration is about 45 days. So it's at 52 days right now. So I'm actually going to wait on that one. But does it stress me out? It's at 71, which is right around here. That's well within the range it's been trading. So we never know. Over the next 15 days or so, it may come back up into that range. So I'm not super worried about it. Let's take a look here. The next one down is IYR. That is down today. It's kind of creeping down there a little bit. You can see, though, over a year, it's still pretty high. Let's go to the 5-year. What is IYR? IYR is the real estate ETF, I think. Yeah, IYR is a ETF that tracks companies that are in the real estate sector. So it's still pretty high. So like, okay, if I were going to think to sell a put, first thing I'm going to look at is the IV rank. It's 45. Typically, we're looking above 35, so it's not bad. But it's not super high. It's not like it's in the 60s or something. It is down today, but it's down, but it's still high for where it's been. So it probably isn't necessarily something I would want to trade right now. It's right around $100 stock, but you could do something like, say, an iron condor. So one of the nice things in Tasty Trade is you can actually pick your strategy and just hit go, and it will build out one for you. If you go to the curve view, it's a really great learning tool because it shows you like where are you going to make money, where are you going to lose money. So if we look, for example, here we go. So like it's quite a narrow zone. What you're looking for is the green. The green is where you make money. So it's kind of in this zone. The break evens are, right, what's that, around 98. Up here around 100. So the stock would need to stay between 98 and 100, which I don't know if I feel super confident about that. Like things that I could do adjust to this trade to make that better is I could widen out these wings. So you'd literally just drag these calls out a little bit. And as I continue to drag them, I'm exposing myself to more risk. So you see my max loss here is $129. It's actually a pretty cheap trade. As I drag it up, that's going to get more and more. So there, my losses, potential losses 271, but that range where I'm going to make money is getting wider. So that's a good thing. Other ways I can adjust this by adjusting these puts as well. Put and the call, the ones I'm selling. So here I'm max loss of 141. And you see how my where I make money, that zone is getting bigger and bigger. Something else to look at too, probability of profit and the probability of making 50%. So the probability of profit, excuse me, way down here in the bottom left, 50%. So it's like a 50-50 shot. And the probability I'll make 50% on this trade, which my max profit is 109, so it would be $55 roughly, is only 55%. So yeah, it's probably not that great of a trade to think about. I'm just the probability of you making money on it is not that high. You know, when you're in the 50-50 zone, you might as well pick a direction. Like, oh, I think it's going to go up, I think it's going to go down, and buy the stock or buy a call or whatever, or buy a put, whatever it might be. So not a lot, I don't think, really to do today. Like, you might want to look at USO if you don't already have some positions on in USO. I do. So you could continue looking at USO. I know we've looked at those in past days. But if you haven't opened a position in USO, which is oil, it's continuing to drop a little bit. It's still not down to its bottom where it's been in 5 years, but there's some good potential puts in there for selling as well. So let's just take a quick look at what's bumped up. Yesterday we opened UNG. I opened some UNG yesterday, and it's kind of flat, which is good. Again, when you sell a put, you want the underlying to stay the same or go up. It can come down a little bit. So here I've got 2 puts on in UNG. There's still, as long as UNG stays above, 12 or so for the next 15 or 17 days, I'm going to make money on those puts. Where's IWM at? We did open IWM. Do I have some positions on? I think I have some positions on my other account in IWM, but if you remember, we looked at opening some puts in IWM about 2-3 days ago, and it's continuing to kind of stay level and go up, which is good for puts, So that's good too. I think that's it. So potentially there might be some selling of puts in USO today. That's probably about it. Maybe if you don't have a position, actually, let me just one last one. This will be it. If you haven't opened any positions in TLT, I have some open in my other account. TLT is the bonds. TLT is going down. Well, that is expected because of all the interest rate talk. Some of that's priced in already. But TLT has a very high IV rank. This could be an instrument or an underlying that might be worth selling some options in as well. So that's it. I do have my course coming soon, so hit subscribe on the channel if you want to get updates every day, and if you want to hear about that course when it comes out, it'll teach you all of these strategies in detail. If you want to sign up for TradeUp Today, hit the link in the description. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow.